What is going on, guys? Andrew Acevedo here, back again with another post-game stream. And man, what were we 3-0 in post-game streams? The Mets nailed down maybe the biggest win of the season so far, beating the Atlanta Braves 2-1. Edwin Diaz nails it down, but thanks to the clutch Conforto cannon in right field, finally does something productive for this team, saves the game. And they get away. Now they've tied the series 2 games apiece going into Game 5 tomorrow on with Taijuan Walker in the day game, which he's better in day games, and he needs a bounce back. Can they put the nail in the Braves' coffin? At least for now. Obviously, I'm joined, as always, with my fellow Mets Weekly crew, Mets Talk with Hayden, Frank about sports. Guys, if you want to give a little, even though most people know who you are, you want to give a little quick channel breakdown. Hayden, you want to go first?
Sure. Mets Talk with Hayden, everyone. Hopefully most of you all know me pretty well now. Pretty well known for my rages, all that stuff. So definitely glad not to have any of those tonight. But Mets Talk with Hayden, please check it out. Live streams, videos. I'm going to be on the radio tomorrow, so that'll be pretty cool if you live in local Florida, Palm Beach County. And then obviously I uploaded my Joey Gallo video today. That's doing pretty well. That explodes. A ton of triggered Yankee fans, but, who cares? But yeah, Mets Talk with Hayden, videos, live streams, all that great stuff. LFGM. Super happy about this win.
Frank?
Yep, Frank about sports, basically between each word. I cover mostly the Mets, but I'm making a video that should be out tomorrow and be trade deadline predictions, as well as another video that is mainly focused on the Mets, but want to branch out to other sports once they pick up, giving my Frank about take on everything sports.
Yeah, so let's break down. We'll break down this game first. Then we will talk about the other big trades, the Eduardo Escobars, the Joey Gallo, Starlin Martegas. I haven't given my opinion. Obviously, Hayden made a great video. Frank just uploaded a video. I have not been able to watch it, but I will after the stream. And just maybe the Mets now are rumored to get every shortstop known to man. We'll get into that a little bit later, but let's talk about the game. Tylor Megill continues his great stretch for the New York Mets, being a pleasant surprise as a guy who wasn't a highly touted prospect. He was in top 15, but really nobody knew who he was besides hardcore minor league and Mets fans. And how he lowers his ERA to, I believe, 204?
204.
204. Yep. And it's the third lowest ERA for the first 7 starts in Mets history. Don't quote me. They said it to the broadcast. I forgot who it was.
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. I forgot the other guy. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a walking thesaurus of most things, but not all things. But 5 innings, 5 1/3. He gives up the homer to Austin Riley. Again, overall thoughts about Megill continuing to impress. Abe?
Yeah, Tylor Megill has really been a big surprise this season so far. A tweet was put out today that, as a rookie, like we said, he has a 2.04 ERA. You're talking about guys in the same category as, Nolan Ryan. So, that's really something awesome. But simply enough, going just a little above 5 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, and only giving up, obviously, that only run by
Austin
Riley. I forgot him for a minute. Yeah, Austin Riley. He's obviously a very sneaky hitter. He'll have a small little shutdown, then he'll get hot, and now we're in that hot stage of Austin Riley. So nothing really too over concerned with that. But otherwise, that was his first run given up in 24 innings. That is marvelous for a rookie to do. I'm seeing major production on him. Obviously, first 2 innings he looked a little shaky out there. With the walks and letting people on, obviously, and then simply enough, obviously. Towards his later outing, he starts picking it up, which usually he does. He worked the pitch count pretty well for the most part, obviously. And that's one thing I do want him to work is, the number of pitches thrown per inning is something because, obviously, listen, 5.1 innings pitched, that's awesome. But, if he can keep that low and, try to, maybe figure that out, that pitch count, rather than keep ending every single batter on a 3-2 count, then, he can go deeper into games. And that's really awesome, especially with this Mets team. But overall, with Tylor Megill, awesome production. And then simply enough, are we talking about today's game with the offense and everything? And with this team's offense, very concerning. And I'm going to say very concerning. We only got 6 hits. Obviously, Jeff McNeil is back in store. Jeff McNeil is the guy who, screw the exit velocity stuff. He's knocking the ball. He's, chugging on that ball. really well. You know, he's throwing it, he's dipping it in right field, left field, opposite field, wherever. He's raising his on-base percentage, raising that average, all that great stuff. Very impressed with Jeff McNeil, simply enough. A little concerning with the other Mets offense. Obviously, Davis didn't have a good night offensively, of course. Nimmo didn't have the best of nights offensively, of course. Michael Conforto, obviously, didn't have the best night offensively. Hopefully this team could line up because, obviously 2 runs, well, that's not going to cut it coming down the line. Tonight was a must-win game. It was the 100th game of the season. So that really, really shows something going ahead that these next 60, 62 games are really going to mean something for this Mets team. And like I said, the Braves, besides their injuries, their hot offense could pick them to the playoffs. All you need is a bad week, which we have coming up with the Dodgers and Giants in 2 weeks, and the Braves could easily take first place. I'm not concerned with the Phillies now. I'm concerned with the Braves. We saw Max Fried pitch extremely well today, but with this Mets offense, it's really going to need to start to heat up. I don't want to go too much into Dom Smith, but he was taken out yesterday, and today, the dude who has a .312 batting average against left-handed pitchers was on the bench. Obviously, you had McCann, who was moved up in the batting order, who really has been raking against lefties. So that was also a benefit. But simply enough, something needs to wake up with this offense. And whatever it is, Quattlebaum or this freaking horse or whatever, something needs to wake up. But, very, very impressed with the Mets. Michael Conforto, the MVP of today's game. The fact is, I was talking trash about him in the chat with you. I was saying, screw the qualifying offer. He's crap. He's done. He has all this inside-out stuff, with the barrel, with how close he keeps his bat, his swing. It's done. I don't know if he'll ever be back. And I was really flipping out. And then we get this nice defense out of him. But simply enough, very impressed with Conforto. That was a missile. You never run on Michael Conforto like Gary D. If that was D. Sarcina, he would have been there regardless.
Yep.
But simply enough, very impressed with Conforto to grab that ball, and then McCann to block it obviously and throw the runner out. And then with Edwin Diaz, a little concerning obviously. Simply enough, the first batter, going on a 2-0 count. Those pitches were way in the dirt. He had a couple bad sliders that were right down the plate. Obviously that. The Braves offense took advantage of. And he got lucky with Conforto bailing him out. But, it's going to go ahead is Conforto, Nimmo, and Smith or whoever your left fielder is, they're not always going to bail you out. They're not always going to have these, outfield assists. So Diaz, you got to get your stuff together. But very impressive with Familia. And Loop was a little disappointing, but, we've been overusing him, so not super concerned. Familia has been a gem. And then overall, this Mets team really had something going on today. Sorry for the rant. I know I kind of.
Hey, get it all out now. But Diaz, again, last couple states, now he's believed now saved 4 in a row. Last 3 have been pretty dominant, but this time good teams get lucky. And today they got lucky. So we got another one of Mets fan. What is going on, my guy? Frank, I guess now give your full assessment on the roster. If you want to go McGill, offense, Conforto.
Yeah, no, it definitely is great to see McGill pitch well again. Anytime with a rookie, you don't know when they're going to kind of come back to earth or maybe when a team's going to figure out, because this is the second time that McGill has faced Atlanta. So the fact that he still pitched this well, I think, is very encouraging. Like you said, he had that scoreless streak going until Austin Riley ended it. Austin Riley is just a really pain in the neck for the Mets lately. But what I will say is just the fact that the Mets struggled offensively against another left-handed pitcher. That concerns me because tomorrow afternoon they're facing Drew Smyly, another lefty. So, I just think that unless they figure out a way to start hitting lefties, it's going to be pretty tough. They're lucky that Milwaukee's big 3 of Corbin Burns, Woodruff, Peralta, none of them are left-handed. So that's a good sign because as right now, that's going to be their most likely first-round opponent. But other than that, it's how do you feel against Kershaw or against any other lefty you're going to face, throughout the course of the postseason? They got to figure it out. Brandon Drury bailed him out. He hit a huge home run late. Who could have expected that? And listen, this second time around for Brandon Drury has been much better than the first time around. There's no question about it. But I just think that you can't always count on Brandon Drury to bail you out. And the Mets have gotten so lucky because their first win was 1-0. Then this win was 2-1. So, the pitching has been really good, but you can't always count on that. You would like to see sustainable offense. Alonso's been good. McNeil has been good. Nimmo draws his walks. But other than that, it's like no one else is doing anything big time as far as the starters. J.D. Davis restraining runners, and then the other guys, they still have not gotten going. So I think it definitely is very unfortunate. But they got to figure out this lefty stuff eventually because it really could hurt them. This is a thing every single time. I mean, have the Mets ever had a game where they faced a lefty starter and just went off? I don't think that's happened yet.
Well, I don't think this offense in general has had that game. I think there's like
no,
maybe
they had one against the Braves with Dean Anderson.
The Braves and the
game. I mean, the Mets have had games where they've scored double-digit runs,
Corbin?
just not with a lefty starter.
Corbin, maybe?
Maybe they roughed up Corbin for like 4.
Yeah, but that wasn't like it wasn't a blowout.
Ooh.
It wasn't a blowout.
I mean, that's
I remember clear as day, Kyle Schwarber went to right center field. Almora made the catch, so that was not a blowout.
That was not a blowout. No.
I think next time Corbin faced me, he almost dominated. Not dominated, but pitched really well. So
it's just a tale of pitchers against the Mets. Like somebody said it in the chat, Chris Bryant's playing shortstop right now. Options, flexibility. I'll take it. You know what? If he's gonna play, you move from left field. Now he's playing shortstop. That works. Mets fan, you've joined us. How are you and how are you feeling? Your boy gets lucky and bails us out. How you feel?
I mean, I'm still. I don't know if I look as pale as I did like a few minutes ago, but like I had such flashbacks to that game in Philly last year with that throw that Conforto made was an absolute dart, and then Wilson Ramos just. It looked like he was bringing down the glove in slow motion, but he wasn't. But yeah, he came through. Diaz definitely did not have his stuff tonight, but win is a win.
You?
He definitely seems like he's on top of the slider, but his fastball is getting a little bit away. That's another reason why I say this all the time. I want him to develop an off-speed pitch, but I don't know. Maybe Hefner can help him out with that with all the years of control that he has. But it's just, I don't know. Bats going silent against the lefty. I kind of saw it coming until you actually make some kind of improvement in that lineup. I mean, I talked about it earlier. There's not really much above average offensive production from this team against lefties. I mean, I showed it to you guys, but James McCann's pretty good, isn't he?
Didn't show up today, though.
Alonso, obviously. Pete has just been crushing pretty much everything this year.
He
is the weirdest guy against lefties. I don't get it at all. He's very vulnerable to breaking pitches downstairs and upstairs against lefties, but he destroys them against righties. I don't know what the hell the deal is with him. It's starting to wear off right now, and it's really starting to push me to wanting to replace him at this trade deadline.
You're talking about JD, Mets fan?
JD, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. He did really well against lefties in 19, but last year and this year, he hasn't done much against lefties. So we were hoping that was going to be like kind of a trend. Like you have this one guy that does well against lefties. All of a sudden, that's looking like it's starting to wear off. So that's not good.
I don't understand.
I am right-handed bat and you're right-handed bat. And JD, like he's right-handed, but he's not hitting lefties. So it's like, what's the point?
I do think there would have been more offense if you had Dom in there instead of Pilar, and also if you had Guillorme in there instead of VR.
Yeah,
because both of them destroy left-handed pitching. They have had for like the last 2 years. Obviously, Guillorme a little bit smaller of a sample size since he
gets on base. He's going to at least throw a walk.
I get another switch hitter.
And nobody needed like a good game like Dom Smith today, and they just didn't give it to him. So I mean, I don't know what to say anymore. That curveball that Max Fried has, I never want to see that thing again. But since he's in the,
you'll see it all. You'll see it all.
We're going to see it a lot.
Well, we don't play the Braves again. It's like the end of the year.
Yeah, I got one more series. Yeah,
I think it's like the last.
Literally,
yeah.
Here's the thing about Max Fried. He's such an ERA merchant, but like, and I don't think he's that good of a pitcher. That's just me. But like, I'll tell you right now. He literally found his weapon tonight, and he spammed the crap out of it. That curveball, I'm pretty sure he used that curveball. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, 29% of the time today.
It seems like
and he also had his fastball that was blown by everybody.
It seems like other than Alonso, most of his team struggles with breaking balls, and that's just not a good sign. I mean, you've seen this so many times where one guy will have a changeup, and he'll just throw the changeup the whole game, and the Mets are swinging everything in the dirt, all in dirt. So it's just that's not good long term. It's not going to get it done.
55% whiff rate tonight against that curveball. And I'm pretty sure they had 2 foul balls against it. Nice. Okay.
So how to beat the Mets? have a curveball, and then we get to 2 strikes, throw a high fastball.
And if you're left-handed, oh my god,
you're left-handed. That curveball.
And now Jesus Luzardo's in our division. So how about that?
We'll get to that in a minute. We got to give some love to Jeff McNeil. Thank you, Tony. We all appreciate it. I don't know if you're in the chat or not, but thanks, Tony, because Jeff McNeil is finally back to being Jeff McNeil.
Can we also give some love to Jerry's Familia too?
Yeah,
gonna get to
because he was great tonight.
You're jumping the gun here. You can get you give him. Here you go, Mets fan. Give your boy your love. Give him all your sinkers.
You know what? Here, I'll even do this.
Share your screen because now I can share screen now, guys. I know how to do
this.
Oh,
I'll do that.
Cool.
How about that? Okay, now we can give love to
there you go. That looks amazing right now.
See? Great tag, McCann. Good job. All right, good job.
Best thing you've done all year. No, second best thing you've done all year behind the 3-run homer you hit off.
What was funny about McCann, though, they were talking about his amazing approach at the plate, in the middle, and then the first pitch that he saw when he came up, he just grounds out. It was too funny. I had to chuckle. But anyway, great tag by James McCann. I say that with a solemn voice, but amazing throw by Michael Conforto. That is so clutch.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
I mean, his defense has gotten so much better throughout his career, and it needs to start going noticed. The bat needs to get better though with him.
Yes.
But yeah, I think all of our bats need to get better against left-handed guys, and there's a few guys on the trade market. I don't know if the Mets know right now, because I don't know if anybody's awake right now, but the trade deadline is in a few days. So
less than 40 some hours. Yeah.
I mean, I trust that Sandy will get a bat to kill lefties. I trust that he'll get some pitching depth as well. But I mean, the clock's ticking right now. I don't know how much he wants to gamble. I mean, he does gamble and he does wait out and he does snipe. He does that very well, but I don't know how especially with how many moves you've seen today. You usually don't see that many.
Nope.
Especially the few days before the trade deadline. You usually see it in the day before or the day of it. But I don't know how much he wants to stay there and snipe. I'm hoping to wake up to a notification that Chris Bryant is a Met tomorrow, but who the hell knows at this point. Javier Baez also makes sense. I mean, whatever you want to do, get somebody that can destroy lefties. I don't think pitching is the biggest problem, but it still is a problem. You can never have enough pitching.
And another bullpen would be
great win today. That's all I got to say. Tyler McGill, great game as well.
I want to say that it looks like the bullpen being addressed, I think right now is highly unlikely, I want to say. Because if you heard what Zach Scott said today on WFAN about how, Craig Kimbrell, it's going to be a tough get. He said trying to figure out the close situation between him and Diaz, it is a real thing. That's going to be a very hard conversation. And the fact that Andrew Chafin's off the board, Michael Givens is off the board, and then I saw there's another reliever too. Kind of Grayman's off the board. Yeah. You're just seeing a lot of relievers go. So, I mean, I don't see them really addressing.
And so is Jake Diekman now that they brought in what's his name? Chafin. So it's okay, that's out the window now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I thought it was okay, Sandy's connection with Oakland. Okay, why not?
And Oakland's clearly making a push. The fact
they are making a push. I mean, I think
they have a wild card spot, so why not?
I think they're players for Trevor Story right now.
Oakland. But guys, hear me out on this. Now the Mets have their 5 days in Flushing Story. Conforto's throw.
Yeah, there you go. That's the Florida's homer. There you go.
We have the meltdown, the Conforto throw. So, I mean, who knows?
There you go.
Okay, so Dom Smith is about to get traded, but doesn't. Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe. Who knows? Okay.
And a day game, obviously. Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
I think it is, actually. I'm pretty sure they said that. I know. I'm serious. I'm pretty sure that I heard.
Boy. Look at the Mets. So he's setting up them storybooks. We love it.
Hey, you know what?
I love it.
Yeah, it's
so dramatic.
Wrestling and sports are very similar. I'm just saying they're more similar than you think.
Ever easy.
Just go say it. But I was trying to give Jeff McNeil his props, but you wanted to give Jerry his props. McNeil's back to being hit and today going the opposite way, and then Jeff McNeil golf swing dumps it in the right center field. Back to seeing what Jeff McNeil is.
We're also seeing him fight off pitches too. I mean, this is him. That's him. I mean, you see him get into an uncomfortable count, and that's what he does. He gets into those uncomfortable counts, gets out of it, finds a way to help the team out offensively. That's what he does. I mean, that's the Jeff McNeil we knew. I mean, he's not trying to destroy the ball. That's just put the damn ball in play. Bat to ball. That's it. Ted Williams. Like I always say.
Everything about his approach looks more like him. He's not swinging and missing. He's not running down the first base line. He's choking up on the bat. Like that first hit when he went to the opposite field was like so vintage McNeil. Like when he first came up, that's what it looked like. So if he's doing that, like if he could find that balance of knowing when to go the other way and when to pull but not overswing, I mean, he's going to turn into a great hitter. And even if you don't love batting average, all of a sudden it keeps climbing. Climbing. It's close to that 300 number he's been at every single year. So, I mean, that's what I expect from him. I'm glad he's back. Thank you, Tony. I mean, really can't say that. Because, I mean, they show what McNeil's been doing over the last month, like last 2 weeks or whatever, but he's like raking right now.
He's not trashing Conforto enough.
Was it 15?
He's not trashing Conforto enough, Tony. Yeah, 15-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
Tony's not trashing Conforto enough, and that's what's making it very worse.
Because Frank's upsetting it. So I think Frank needs to get quiet and let Tony just shit on him.
Yeah.
Something I never see. Edwin Diaz just tweeted out something. You never see that.
Stretch and Frank didn't say much. So it's like maybe we need Tony to be more vocal.
Yes, we need Cody to be more vocal. But gotta love Edwin Diaz tweeting out and tagging "Thank you" to Michael Conforto. Gotta love that. Really? Wow. It was a picture of him and Conforto hugging and just tagging him.
The devil, you say, huh?
Conforto. The devil. Yeah, I know. I had him.
As Conforto got soaked with a Gatorade bath again.
Conforto tweeted.
Diaz.
Oh.
Yeah, Conforto. Yeah, that would have been even bigger.
Did you say Conforto responded? I know I had him.
No, he got tagged. He actually tagged Conforto.
Tweeted great win by LFGM. Yeah. Nothing will.
I don't think I've ever seen Michael Conforto go on.
Yeah, he don't do that. I don't see Diaz either. I was like, Diaz actually sent out a tweet.
Diaz has been on Twitter. Diaz is on Twitter a lot. We all know Stroman is on there.
Oh yeah,
I don't think Jacob deGrom. I mean, I think he has Twitter, but I don't think he realizes that it's still a thing. And I also want Tyler. Why do I see Derek Carr's name? Oh fuck.
Okay. Is he actually treading? Oh boy, this isn't a football stream. This isn't what's it called.
Oh no, it's just okay.
Well,
okay, it's just players to follow. Okay, hold on. Oh. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry. Okay.
This man almost lost his shit.
I almost lost it. Okay. But yeah, I definitely think switching to other topics, I do think Scherzer's gone tomorrow before our stream tomorrow.
I will say by our
Chris Bryant's going to be a beater, and it's either going to be Javi or Chris Bryant. I don't think both of them are going to leave, to be honest. I think it's just going to be one of them. They're going to lock down one of them, but it probably should be Rizzo, obviously.
And I mean, it's really unfortunate though with this Cubs team. I mean, those three guys, Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant, that's literally the reason they won the World Series.
What about Contreras?
Contreras has got another year. He's free agent after next year.
Contreras does have another year, yeah.
But who's going to take him though?
They're not moving. They're not going to move Contreras. They've already said they won't move them. They're going to move everyone not like Contreras. Besides Kyle Hendricks as well. Hendricks and
Contreras. How old is Contreras?
As Salvador Perez with 2 outs in the ninth just tied it up with a homer. Gotta love to see that.
Against Kimbrel.
He actually hit it off Kimbrel.
Yeah.
No, it's not Kimbrel. It's Liam Hendricks.
What are you guys saying? Who's that Kimbrel in the comments? Louis, come on, Louis.
Oh no, it's Zoo fraud. Of course it is.
Oh, what a fraud!
But Liam Hendricks just gave up a bomb to Salvador.
He's 29. I thought he was a lot older.
Well, let me just say this: without Conforto, Diaz would have blown a save. So just saying.
Hey,
if that was Dom Smith, that would have been thrown to the pickoff man Pete Alonso. Just saying.
But it wasn't, and it's a W for the Mets. There is no if that. It's a dub. And that is it. Diaz gets a save.
Don't forget, Diaz got unlucky against Pittsburgh, so now
exactly. Unlucky with a ball that 10 feet inside. He homered.
That claims to be the best ever.
Hold on.
What now? What do you got?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh my God! Max Scherzer got traded.
Yeah, he'll be a giant. He'll be a giant.
I thought I could push a baseball hates Edwin Diaz narrative, but I couldn't. Do it. Right. Sorry.
Wow, the Gallo trade hasn't been finalized. Are you serious?
Because they got so many prospects. They got to physical all those guys. Which, any other last thoughts? Because now I guess we get to talk about.
Well, think about Tyler Anderson. That deal fell through. He is not going to the Phillies.
He's not going to the Phillies. He's going to Seattle.
There is too much going on the 30th. It's just this is like you got the black jerseys coming back. You got Cookie coming back. Yep. You've got the return of Jesse Winker.
Oh boy,
to Citi Field, right? And then you got the trade deadline as well.
Yep.
And Javi Baez and Chris Bryant will be a Met when they package over James McCann and
Trevor
Dom
Story
Smith
and John Gray and Craig
and
Kimbrell.
Trevor Story
Go nuts.
and yep, okay.
All right. Any other last thoughts about the game you want to bring up? Any ideas? Anybody open the floor before we talk about the trades?
We have our 5 days in Flushing.
Fuck Max Fried and fuck his curveballs, man.
And Austin Riley can piss off.
Yeah, Austin Riley.
This whole team, they're good defensively. Dansby Swanson catches everything. Heredia catches everything. Like, do the Braves make an error? Have they?
Can't they be like I don't think I've ever seen
that crazy throw, but McCann was safe anyway. So, like, they don't make errors against the Mets. They catch everything.
Hey, you know what?
I think their worst defender is Hurton. He's not even that bad anymore. Acuna.
Oh, did you say
Acuna? Oh, well, Ozuna's kind of a DH, but no, he was playing outfield this year. Okay, so it was Ozuna and then Acuna. So both of them, their two worst outfielders are hurt.
He's pretty good. That'll be the show. I mean, his defense.
He's good. Never be the show. Hey, you got any last thoughts? Anything on about the game before we get to the trades?
I mean, like I said, overall, today was a good game. Obviously, very concerning with the offense going ahead. Hopefully these are the last 2 days with this offense being exactly how it is. Hopefully we can get another bat in there. To be honest with you, I really want bat offense more than pitching. I mean, simply enough, Carrasco's coming back Friday, and then DeGrom is throwing a bullpen session tomorrow from what I've heard. I don't know if that was accurate or not, but
it sounds like it might just be a side. I think they were saying like they might have.
But the point is, he'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
So that's better, and then that's a 5 rotation there. I mean, taking a look, you have Carrasco, you have Stroman, you have Walker, you have McGill, and then you have Rich Hill. Not the exact order, obviously, but that's fine. And then you'll have DeGrom, so that's fine. So obviously, pitching's fine. I would like another bullpen arm, as we were talking about. But the offense, so that's something you need. I want another nice righty bat in this lineup that could really take advantage to something.
Yeah, and can I know the Marlins made a deal, but piss off, give me Adam Duvall. That guy didn't jump into the Braves, but like enough.
I'm gonna say he's probably on the market though. He's leading. I think it was him and someone else. We're literally had
him and Aguilar are 1-2 in RBIs.
Yeah, he's literally
Tell them Soto is better defensively than Harper. Yes, he's better defensively than Harper. So who cares? It's not that big of a deal.
That's not what we're doing here. We're talking.
Oh, then that's really an insult on Soto then, Dan.
So. Yeah, so speaking of the trade deadline, my favorite week of the season, because I love this week better than the season itself. The Oakland A's go out and make a trade that, on the surface, when it broke, great deal. But when the details came out, everybody's opinion on the trade has changed. Obviously, it was a rare 1-for-1 trade in baseball. It's more hockey thing than trade 1-for-1, where Starling Marte was traded from the Miami Marlins to Oakland for Jesus Luzardo. When I saw Luzardo, I'm like, oh my God. I think, Frank, you put it in the group chat, and that's where I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, another lefty in this division. Trevor Rogers and Jesus Luzardo could be in the same rotation with Sixto, with Edward Cabrera coming, Sandy Alcantara, and missing somebody else. Pablo Lopez in that damn Marlins rotation.
All have diamond cards.
All annoying, all just.
Like literally, they all. I'm not kidding.
They all have diamond cards. He's not wrong. Like literally, all of them have diamonds and high overall diamonds. Makes no sense.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, but Brandon Nimmo didn't get one, but every Marlins starter's got one. Besides the point, that's not topic for today. Mets fan, I'll go to you because you do have some fandom with the Oakland A's. I saw your reaction. What is your reaction now that time has gone and you can look into it?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's a great trade for both sides, and I'll tell you why. Jesus Luzardo really needed a change of scenery from Oakland. He was physically and mentally banged up there. I even saw him at Yankee Stadium. He couldn't even throw a strike. I mean, he was almost tripping over the mound. Starling Marte, the guy that the A's definitely need. It's a right-handed bat. I don't understand why they went after an outfielder, but because Stephen Piscotty and Seth Brown have been kind of sharing time. Both of them are really not that great. But that definitely adds good to a top-heavy lineup. But yeah, I mean, I think Luzardo, obviously he needed a change of scenery. And he's also going to I'm pretty sure his hometown. So that'll definitely help him. It's a young pitching staff in Miami. It's perfect. It's good for Miami. I think it was a good trade for the A's, good enough because I mean, it was just he wasn't going anywhere. And then also it's not good for us as Mets fans because there's another fucking lefty, and he's got a nice little slow curve, by the way, with a nice little drop spin. Yeah, little yeah. So yeah, I love my curveballs, so I study up on a lot of curveballs. So
you like the spin rate.
Get ready for that, man. Get ready for a bunch of games against the Marlins that we should win,
but we don't.
We've only done that our entire history, so it wouldn't be something new.
That is true. Frank, you didn't make a video about it. What was your initial reaction, and then we saw your tweeting reaction to the trade.
I was like, oh wow, nice move. We got Starling Marte, got about Oakland. Then he gave up somebody as talented as Luzardo. I was like, wait a minute, are you trying to get better or trying to get worse? But I think it makes sense, though. I mean, if a change of scenery, it is so important. Like, baseball is such a mental game that if you're mentally not there, it's kind of like, what's the point? You might as well just move on. But I think that for Oakland, we were watching a game a few days ago, and Elvis Andrus was batting second. We're like, really? Andrus is better? You feel a lot more comfortable with Marte there. And we're looking at him, even though he's in his mid-30s, he still plays a really good outfield. I mean, he could move around for a guy that's older. He does not play like a 32-year-old.
His bat, his bat has also matured a lot from like the last few years to now. He's walking a lot more. He's not chasing as not enough. So that's a vet. That's a vet, with postseason experience who also can be very good for the A's. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say the same thing, that like he doesn't strike out that much. He's a contact first guy, and again, he moves around well. Even on the bases, he could steal a bag or two. Like, he's just a really good all around player. He does a lot of things well. He's a rental. But I think for the Marlins standpoint, what's so intriguing about Luzardo is that even though he's banged up, whatever, he's a guy that already has had so much success in such a short career. Even though it wasn't this year, whether it was the postseason, like you could see that there's a lot of talent for Luzardo. And the fact he's under team control until 2026 compared to the rental of Starling Marte, just like, we know how important pitching is. And once Sixto comes back and is healthy, I mean, the Marlins, they're really going to be a problem. So now it's going to come down to a matter of them finding bats because, obviously they trade away Marte. You think that Aguilar's probably gone. Adam Duvall's not going to be there forever. We just talked about how good he is RBI. Hopefully he's a Met soon. But it's just that they're going to have to find some future bats. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to for Miami. But you know what? They're still young. And again, like I said, it's very rare that you do see a move like that, the 1-for-1, but also it working for both teams. So I like that Oakland, that they have the wild card spot, but are still being aggressive. And the Yankees counteract that with Joey Gallo. So Oakland and the Yankees are going to have a really nice fight all the way down to the finish. And you always love to see that for baseball. It's really good for competition's sake. So I do like that part of it, but I do not look forward to facing Luzardo. But, I mean, listen, that should make it more of a priority for the Mets. That, like, listen, let's learn to hit left-handed pitchers that throw off-speed pitches. I mean, it's just like such a memo. Do it.
If I was Luis Rojas, I'd have Rich Hill throw batting practice every damn day. Hit the damn curveball from the left side. Hayden, what was your initial reaction seeing Marte flipped for Luzardo?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the official post saying Marte to the A's. I was like, oh, nice, pretty solid, nothing too crazy. And then I saw they were getting Luzardo in return, and I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. I mean, the A's are obviously a team that are looking to contend in October. I mean, they're contending for that wild card spot, potentially even the division. And I think it comes to the question is, was Luzardo really helping the A's out? I mean, his strikeout rate was at an all-time low. This dude was
in AAA.
Barreled. This dude was getting barreled. That's the point. He was sent down to AAA. He struggled in AAA. And honestly, a little immature of a guy. We all know really why. I think he did it to himself. He's playing video games. He gets mad and he freaking slams the controller and broke or dislocated or something to his pinky. And then obviously he referred to that as an immature mistake. Well, look what happened. It kind of affected your major league career and your contract and everything that's going ahead. So simply enough, it's unfortunate. But going to Miami, as you guys both stated, very concerning. I mean, pretty much not named the Tampa Bay Rays. They're probably a great place to go to help pitchers, especially young pitchers. Luzardo's what, 23, 22? And, was coming to the point where he was in the top 10 MLB prospect ranking. So you really thought you would get something out of him. A lot of people coming to this season really expected him to be a breakout candidate. He was called up in 2019, had a nice time rocking in that bullpen. And, last year was whatever, 2020. But this year, he really just implemented, posting, a strikeout low, all-time strikeout low. He was getting barreled, this dude. And Mets fan said he couldn't throw a strike, simply enough. Was it a win-win? Was it the A's trading? I don't know. I'll tell you this, Starling Marte is a solid pick. The A's having now an outfield of Laureano and Canna. I think that's pretty solid out there. Marte has won Gold Gloves before. He could easily put the ball in play quite a lot. I think it's great for the A's, especially this lineup. Guys like Mitch Moreland have not really been really doing a lot, and that offense production has been a little bit slow. I will say, obviously, guys like Matt Chapman have been a little bit slow. Sean Murphy today they played pretty well, so that's good. But yeah, definitely interesting move by the Marlins, and like we said, having to face the Marlins quite shortly are really going to be something, and really interesting to see the Marlins go out and jump really this early on. And like we said, we're going to have Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, Luzardo. That's really going to be something coming down the line. And like we said, not named the Tampa Bay Rays. They're a pitching staff.
Imagine if you add Jose Fernandez to that mix.
Wow.
Like he probably would.
Holy shit! It's unfortunate, but that's crazy. Honestly, they have a lot of good young arms that they develop very well.
In terms of the whole trade, was it a win for the A's? Was it a win for the Marlins? As of right now, like we said, it's do you want to win now? And the A's want to win now. In terms of their pitching staff, I think they got it down for the most part. We'll see if the A's can go out and do some more stuff. They're a low market team, comparing them to the Miami Marlins at least. The Marlins don't plan on winning this season, so maybe they can get something out of Luzardo. He's young. Give him another 2-3 years or something to get something up, not play video games. And then simply enough with Starling Marte, obviously, to help out that the offense and obviously the defense, because we know it's a huge ballpark to Coliseum, so a lot of ground to cover. And the Gold Glover, he's a great choice there, I feel.
And also, Luzardo's from Florida too, right? It has some kind of tie to Florida. So, hopefully that, again, just that mental aspect. If any plus you can get from just to get back to where he was, that would be so big for the Marlins.
Yeah, and going back 2 years, Baseball America had him and Luzardo and AJ Puck were supposed to be the future of that rotation for the Oakland A's, both being nasty left-handed starters. We got
AJ Puck stinks.
He does stink. Yes. But 2 years ago, those two guys were supposed to be the top prospects. Puck was the first-round pick.
Yeah,
he's no
remember. I don't know. Maybe
he throws heat, but he cannot control himself at all.
He does have nice flow.
He does have nice flow.
He cut his hair, so he was like DeGrom, and then he was like Syndergaard, and he threw heat. And then I had him on fantasy for quite a bit because I actually thought he would give me some nice stuff. And then he was on injury list, and then they sent him down, and then he was not available for quite a while, and otherwise he's just been chilling.
But yeah, this was, again, one of the top 10 prospects in baseball. I was high on him. We keep bringing up Elite MLB The Show Future Stars card. That curveball, that spins. We make the jokes, but yes, it's true.
He was Oakland's 42 series. MLB The Show thought that he was going to be a huge part of Oakland's team. That was the guy that they picked for the entire team. They picked Jesus Luzardo.
He's pitched one game. I think he's hurt, actually, but he was a first-round pick, 6th overall in 2016. AJ Puck, yeah.
Yeah.
Luzardo was traded for Sean Doolittle.
Okay.
He was a third-round pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
talk Mets, not A's. Well, the A's are awesome. All right.
We're at the trade. We talked about the Mets.
We talked
about 30 minutes. Now
we'll talk about Mets trades tomorrow. Okay. Be back with you tomorrow.
Maybe a sneak peek tonight.
And Friday as well.
Yeah. You got plenty of Mets talk. We talk trades all the time. If you subscribe to me, you should be sick of Mets trades, but besides the point. And again, Luzardo hasn't panned out so far in the big leagues, but like I said, get a change of scenery, get him back home and down in Florida. Who knows? God, I hope not. Stay with that 5 ERA. Do not turn out to be anything. If you were anywhere else, I'd like you, but keep that 5 ERA. Hang a few breaking balls, even though the Mets can't hit them.
Yeah,
Aside,
just don't go to it.
that'd be nice. Moving on, I guess, to the second biggest deal of the day. The Milwaukee Brewers go get Eduardo Escobar for Cooper Hummel. Honestly, catcher played catcher, outfielder, first base, slash line, 254, 435, and a 508 in AAA. Not that deep. I love prospects, but I ain't going that deep. But obviously, Eduardo Escobar, switch hitter, second base, shortstop, could play some outfield if needed, provides pop, drives and runs. Frank, I'm going to go to you because this was your guy. This was the guy you won in a bunch of videos. Weren't happy. How you feeling now?
I'm still not happy. I've been wanting this guy for months. I've been looking at Eduardo Escobar just because you look at how crappy Arizona is. He's a veteran on the last year of his deal. You knew he was going to be moved eventually, and that's the return. I mean, Eduardo Escobar is a guy that even if you got, he shouldn't prevent you from making other moves. Could you imagine on the Philadelphia Mets team, Eduardo Escobar is your versatility guy off the bench? I mean, like you say, plays second, plays third. His shortstop not as much because he's getting older. Maybe the outfield again because he's getting older. But the way this guy's an RBI machine, even though he doesn't hit the ball hard, the metrics don't love him. But year after year, he puts up crazy RBI numbers every single year. So he just knows what it takes just to put the ball in play, even if it's not a hit, even if it's a ground ball, even if it's a fly ball. He just has the right approach. We see so many times with the Mets where they have runners on base and they're taking pitches. And, you can't get hits with runners scoring position if you don't swing the bat. Eduardo Escobar, he swings the bat and he just gets the job done. And again, it wouldn't cost you much, whether it's salary-wise or prospect-wise. And this is a good move from Milwaukee because we know that their biggest weakness is their lineup. And just the infield in general is kind of weird the way they have Castanera in one spot. They don't know where to put Colton Wong and where do I put this guy and where to put Willie Adames. It's just it's weird the way Milwaukee is structured right now. But we know they have a great rotation, great back end of the bullpen. It was all going to come down to offense. So if Willie Adames and these guys are getting on and you can put Eduardo Escobar wherever you want and he's going to drive them in, that's what Milwaukee needs because we know they're winning the division at this point because the Cubs are sellers. I don't trust the Reds, and we don't know what the Cardinals are doing. I mean, the Cardinals are the weirdest team right now because they were active in the offseason, but they're not doing well. And we don't know if they're buyers, are they sellers, or are they staying pat at the deadline. No, we've not heard them linked to anybody. We haven't heard their players linked to anybody. So the division is the Brewers as of right now. So they're just trying to find a way, okay, when we play the Mets, we're going to have Eduardo Escobar driving in runs in scoring position. So I like this move from Milwaukee, and I feel like Arizona could have got more. I mean, don't you think they could have waited? This is the move they had. It's Wednesday. You're still not here until Friday yet. This is the move you had to jump on because if there's a lot of people interested in Chris Bryant right now, let's say it's the Rays, the Giants, the Mets, and others, and Chris Bryant goes, now those teams that did get him are going to you. Okay, next best available guy, Eduardo Escobar. Let's give you not the Chris Bryant package, but a better offer. I just don't think this was the right move for Arizona. We know Arizona needs a lot of help. I don't want to rip them, but this isn't going to do much for Arizona. It's a very good move for Milwaukee.
Yeah, a couple. Tim Britton may be the weirdest tweet, but it kind of makes sense. Pinch hitting this season for the Mets. The rest of the National League are hitting a .199 with a 620 OPS. The Mets pitch hitting 268 average and 840 OPS. So something the Mets, and also some Joey Gallo, I guess, news from passing. The deal is not going to have some slight adjustments. Jack Curry says we'll send 4, not 6 prospects. Joel Rodriguez is going to be one of them. We'll get to that in a second. Maybe just Gallo's just to the Yankees. Doesn't make sense. I'll get to it later. Hayden, I think, is missing. A Mets fan, what do you think of Eduardo Escobar to a potential first-round matchup with the Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers?
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I think the price was kind of low for him, and what Arizona got back just because of the fact he's a 33-year-old infielder, or 32, and also he's in his contract year as well. Mm-hmm. And they weren't going to pay him, obviously. What was the return exactly? I know there was one.
It was a catcher. Prospect. It was a catcher with a 254 average and
that was 7. It 1 for 1.
1 for 1, yeah, another 1 for 1.
I thought it was 2 players.
According to Passan, I only saw
really?
Maybe let's see. Passan because he quote tweeted that saying Cooper Hummel is an outfielder, catcher, slash line 254 and a 580. 508 slug and 432 on base.
I mean, whatever.
So yeah, he didn't put anything out besides the Gallo stuff. So I guess it was another 1 for 1. Again, not a baseball thing, but again, it's interesting. Again,
Alberto Kiprian is the other one. I think he's an outfielder.
okay, yeah, okay, maybe Passan didn't have anything on his. I'm just reading off Passan's Twitter.
Yeah, I
So
think it was
Allison-
2 players. But
second
still, I mean,
baseman,
no matter
outfielder.
what, these weren't like massive.
Not top prospects, no. Yeah. It's interesting. Again, Arizona, I liked Eduardo Escobar going into the year, going into the deadline. I thought he'd be a really good pickup. Switch hitter, more diversity for this lineup, get another switch hitter in until Lindor comes back, and then we got more flexibility. Can play second, can play some short. Not play. Well, if need be, can play short. Probably don't put him there, but third and second majority of the time. It's switching
Maybe
back.
all this year.
All-star again, two-time All-Star, I believe. I think he was on last year as well. So again, he produces. Well, no, there wasn't an All-Star game dumbass. It was 2020.
19, he was All-Star.
19, yes.
Because he had almost like 120 RBIs.
Guy just produces. He's an extra base hit machine. He doesn't hit the highest average, but he hits when you need him. It seems like he'll strike out when you want him to strike out, but when you really need him to get a hit, he's gonna get the hit. Either double, most likely it's gonna be a double because he's an extra base hit machine. So, Mets could have used that, but
especially because, we look at the one that I really want to talk about is that report that came out from Morosi that the Giants offered Joey Bart for Chris Bryant. That can't be true. Because if that's the cost for Bryant compared to what Arizona got for Escobar, I'm taking Escobar 100 out of 100 because I'm not trying to top Joey Bart. No way.
I think Bart is going to get traded. I don't think he'll be traded for Bryant. I think they can use him as a trade chip for Max Scherzer, and I think that's the trade he would be in. But I think because obviously Buster Posey hitting the fountain of youth and everything in San Francisco hitting the fountain of youth.
That makes a lot of sense for the Nats, that trade for Joey Bart.
Getting Joey Bart, which again,
I hope that doesn't.
Because you have two catchers there that literally are so freaking close to a retirement home, I'm pretty sure. So,
but
I know Suzuki's in LA now.
It's just Yan Gomes and
Yan Gomes.
They brought in somebody else. They brought in scrub
he's
back.
Pretty old too, right?
Yeah.
Yan Gomes is old.
Yeah. But yeah, again, Eddie Escobar, extra base hit machine, could have been nice in a Met uniform, but he just the Diamondbacks want to sell early. So again, I was like Frank said, I thought they would wait until Brian gets moved. But if Brian gets moved to 250, doesn't really give you a lot of time to trade. If let's say the Mets pull it off at 250, you don't have much time. So I guess maybe the Diamondbacks just said, hey, these two prospects work. See you. But the Brewers, who we most likely will match up within the first round, if we can hold on to the division. What did he say? 62 days consecutively in first place? What did
more than
I
think it's more than that.
I don't remember what it was, but bunch of days in first place. Good to hear. Hayden, Eduardo Escobar to Milwaukee. What do you think?
Yeah, it was about an average pickup. The Brewers are pretty sneaky. We saw they got Willy Adames a month ago, and he's really been the biggest treat and surprise that they could have had. The Brewers are last in the National League in batting average. I believe it's 9th in slugging and then 12th in on-base percentage. Don't quote me on that. It could have fluctuated. That's really the boost they really need. Their bats get hot, their bats get dead pretty much. Obviously they have a big fair enough lead in the National League Central. Really, I guess their best competition would really just be the Reds, and I don't really trust the Reds bullpen. The Cubs are obviously sellers, so they're done. Cardinals have been a little surprised. They could be sneaky coming down the line, and then Pirates are pretty much done. But with the Brewers, I think this was a nice pickup, honestly. It's a cheap cost. I know I was expressing that, it's a cheap cost. Obviously, you don't have to give up a whole lot for Escobar. The D-backs, they're done. They could potentially even go for the worst record in modern league baseball, potentially. But it was a nice signing for the Brewers. Really no complaints about it. You're not giving up anything crazy. And then, you could put him anywhere. He could play any infield position, maybe with the exclusion of first base a little bit. But, you could put him at third. Castanheira has been there. Willy Adames next to him. So that's a nice infield defensively, of course, with, some Gold Glove guys out there. And I think it's the boost that they needed for this offense. Having Christian Yelich, who's really been on a past down years for the last 2 years. So you can only imagine what this team could look like when Yelich comes back to not even his MVP 2018, but at least an all-star. So big boost in the Brewers lineup. And, the Brew Crew, they've been very happy. Apparently they're the best fans in baseball, according to a poll. from last year. So we'll see what the Brewers can get done. They've been a little sneaky and very hot. And maybe you don't want to be trading partners with the Brewers if they pull this stuff.
A little smaller note for the Mets. The only notable minor leaguer that potentially could be traded was Carlos Cortez. He was not in the line of the number 17 prospect for the Mets. There was no reason for him to be out of the lineup, so potentially Carlos Cortez staying healthy, potentially for a trade. Look into that, maybe it happened.
They said he was in the dugout, though.
He wasn't in the dugout, yeah, he did. The Mayo did say, but
yeah.
agreed there was no specific reason why he didn't play. Again, he's second baseman, he can play some outfield. What do you do? It's kind of a guy you just want to move. Let's get into, obviously, I linked Hayden's videos about this certain individual in the description down below, and that is Joseph Gallo going to the New York Yankees. And I'm going to go first because I'm going to get heat. This trade makes absolutely no fucking sense for the New York Yankees. I said it before the rumors came out. This makes no sense for the Yankees to trade for Joey Gallo. What do you mean? Oh, your only logical reason is he's left-handed. What has been the one problem with the New York Yankees when it comes to the postseason? They have all this lineup full of guys that strike out a shit ton and hit homers. But when you get to the playoffs, the home runs evaporate and your strikeouts go up. And what does Joey Gallo the king of? The dinger, the strikeout, or the walk? Yes, his walk rate's great. He walks a ton. He's the king of the dinger. If you play MLB The Show, he's the dinger king. 95 card is better than most 99s in that game. The fact that Yankee fans actually think this is good. Elite, I am taking out the elite defense. I'm excluding that because obviously Gogo defender, maybe one of the most underrated defenders in baseball. I am throwing that out the window because they did not get Joey Gallo for defense. The fact that every Yankee fan I've seen, this is amazing. I have people who are Yankee fans who don't post about baseball, posting about this and happy. Why? You have a lineup full of them. All now you have is the left-handed version. Yes, is he probably going to hit 25 homers down that little league right field? Probably. Is he going to strike out in big situations? And I said give it a week. Give it a week until Yankee fans realize this was the worst mistake we made because we just got a guy who we have a whole lineup full of them. The guy that they should have went after is Adam Frazier because he's not a guy who's going to barrel. He finds a way to get hits in big situations. I'm thinking of anyone else. Same thing with Trevor Story. Maybe Trevor Story is more defensive orientated, but he's the same thing. Like the Yankees are building they want these same type of players, and then wonder if they get into October this year. Man, why can't we get out of the first round, second round? Because you build this same player at every single position. There is no diversity. There is no Gallo walks a lot. Gallo does walk a lot. I'll give you that. Maybe in a big spot he'll draw a walk, and then Gary Sanchez, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton strike out to end the ninth inning. That's maybe what Joey Gallo can do. It does not make sense. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I'll let Mets fan because he's the one who didn't make a video first. Mets fan, sorry you had to top that. Because that was
beautiful. I mean, I'll add on to that for a second. You have a guy who hits a lot of homers. You have a guy who strikes out a lot. He plays great defense, right? He's a left-handed bat for that little short porch. But don't they have a guy that wears number 99 who does pretty much the same thing? Yeah, I know he's out, but he was out tonight for the lineup, and everybody thought he was getting traded to Texas on there because the trolls are awesome on Twitter. Yep. But I don't get it. They probably needed pitching. They probably needed somebody for that infield, and they got Joey Gallo. I to be honest, I don't really care. And that's how it is. I don't really care. I'm glad the Mets didn't go after this, to be honest, because we have a right fielder. Suck on it. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really care. Get your bats, and they think they need it. They tried to do that with Stanton. They brought up Judge. They tried to do that with everybody else.
Yeah. He's got one more year. This isn't a rental battle. This is they have another year of control. So this was a look for this year, and I've seen be scared, Boston, be scared, Tampa Bay. The fuck should they be scared for? What? You got the left-handed version of Aaron Judge. Wow. and Aaron Judge, has gotten you so many championships, has hit so many big moments in the postseason. Wow. I fucking hate you. Sorry, I just fucking hate Yankee fans and when they do something. I think we all have that, but Frank, I know both of you guys make great videos. Do you want to give any little nitpicks? You want? I linked them. Your videos are down in the description.
Yeah,
Frank,
the only thing I'll say is that I wouldn't undervalue the defensive aspect of it because Brett Gardner has been playing center field for the Yankees. So at least in that regard, that's another.
Dude, that's like an old man playing center field. Put a friggin' 90-year-old in better defense for that mother. Jesus.
But I agree with you that this isn't priority number one. Because when I watch the Yankees, I see a lot more problems with Gleyber Torres at shortstop than I see Brett Gardner at center field, and I see a lot more problems with the bullpen, whether that's Chapman or Britton or Green or Kirksey or Loizaga. They've blown so many games recently that Joey Gallo doesn't help with that. And I agree with your other point that Joey Gallo's walk rate is in the 100th percentile and analytics field metrics field 100th percentile. But if he walks and they all strike out, it's so useless. And I agree that Adam Frazier's been a better fit, and I think Trevor Story would be the best option for them. And now what I wonder with this Joey Gallo thing is, when we saw the report, Gallo is probably being traded. Elias said, he's going to the Padres. The Padres were a big rumored destination for Gallo. And there was a rumor that came out that the Padres maybe want Trevor Story to play center field. Now Gallo's off the board. Do the Padres go all in for Trevor Story? And they're trying to move Eric Hosmer right now. So, I mean, and what does that do? The market for Baez and Bryant becomes more interesting. So does Gallo have the domino effect for some of the other position players? That's something that I would like to follow going forward.
Yeah. Just more power and guys who can't hit in big moments. Hayden, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much, obviously, because I did upload a video on that. So please, if you guys could check it out. But definitely a very unsuspecting move, Gallo going to the Yankees. Pretty much Frank, Mets fan, and Andrew summed up. Obviously, it wasn't really for the defense. I mean, you have Aaron Judge out there who has a cannon of an arm who can probably jump over Yankee Stadium right field wall. That is how
he does all the time.
And he has robbed home runs there in the playoffs. But I think it really came obviously for the offensive production for this Yankees team. Left-handed hitters for the Yankees, pretty much an average hard hit rate, on base percentage. We're 28th, 29th, 27th, 30th. So I think Joey Gallo, obviously, yes, he does strike out a lot, but he hits dingers. He'll drive in runs with dingers, and he'll mash the ball. And maybe that's what the Yankees were going for. I don't know. I think it was some type of, to quote what I said in my video, I think it was some type of remedy that Cashman and the Yankees front office was going for. Not personally a signing that makes sense, obviously. I mean, outfield, they have kind of, the Yankees pretty much, defense is pretty much on point. I mean, if anything, I would say put Gallo in freaking center field. Because do you want, what is he, 38-year-old Brett Gardner, can Brett Gardner even reach the cutoff man at this rate? I mean, he can't reach the cutoff man. He bounces.
Get him a wheelchair at this point.
And then Torres will pick it up. So, I mean, you move Gallo to center field at this rate. Judges, I think Judges was activated, today, I believe. But then he wasn't on the roster today. So I don't know if that was related to that. I thought it was exactly why. You have Judge come out and then Gallo come out. Makes perfect sense. But no, they're getting 6 minor leaguers in return. So, like we said, nothing for the Rangers. They're not really contending, obviously. So about an average move. I mean, I'm not really too big on it. If I was a Yankees fan and if I was in this situation, I'd probably be a little upset. Obviously, there's other issues that need to be addressed, like Frank stated, the bullpen, blowing games and stuff. And it seems like everyone's a little upset. So I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, and the set before I get to something I just saw on Twitter, the best thing I see, again, like I've said, for all the Yankee fans I've seen, look at the Yankees making blockbusters. Hey, Mets, what are you doing? Okay, yeah, Gallo's going to play center field, and then when Aroldis Chapman gives up an absolute nuke, he's going to be like this. That's what the difference maker Joey Gallo is going to do. I saw a lot of that in Texas. I thought, I was supposed to come to a contender. Oh, and the DS, when what's it called? Who are going to play? They're going to be a wild card game, so they'll play the White Sox. When Luis Robert comes out off the IL. Oh, it's a moonshot. I can't catch that. Besides the point. Salicata just can piss off. I think I put it in the group chat, and Frank has put it in the chat. Conforto has played great D all year. Also, Mets need a real closer. Yeah, that's Mets fans about right. Yes, do the Mets need an extra arm in the bullpen? Yes. Did they need another high leverage guy? Yes. Is Diaz? Do I trust Diaz? No.
Even though Familia has been a big
Hey.
high leverage guy this year.
The more, the merrier. I don't care. Hey, the more, the goddamn. Look at the freaking Royals. They had their big three, but then everyone else after that big three was elite in 2015. You look at the Dodgers. The Mets could also make Noah Syndergaard a closer in the postseason, but just maybe that Luis Urias role. Just saying, could be an option, but you gotta again. Does Diaz again? 3 in a row, nobody talks about, but then he gets lucky tonight. Now everybody's back to, you need a real closer. We need a real closer. Looks dominant in the last 3, but
they made that after the first blown save.
Oh, you want me to wait? Are you telling me Edwin Diaz just can never win?
No, he can never win. It seems like you know what you may be right. Mr. Mets fan, you might be right. Who knows? But,
are you telling me that Diaz can never have a positive outcome? Whether he gets a positive outcome, he'll never get a positive outcome from somewhere else. Are you telling me that? Very interesting.
I'm thinking the internet's kind of giving you that vibe.
The one question I have with Diaz is that let's just say that somehow the Mets do pull off Baez Kimbrel and they approach it. They go to Diaz and say Kimbrel's the closer, and Diaz just goes off and just doesn't accept it. I mean, doesn't that make Diaz kind of like a bad teammate?
Yep.
Or, I mean.
Well, I think it would be very awkward in the clubhouse.
Yeah, a bad teammate like Marcus Stroman is apparently
terrible, terrible teammate right there.
I know.
Terrible teammate.
I mean, it would be extremely awkward in terms of Diaz. I mean, like one of you guys pointed it out in terms of third base, having J.D. Davis and Bryant on the same.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
It'd be so weird in the clubhouse, sharing a locker room, saying, "Oh, you took my spot,"
Yeah, and who needs a right-handed hitter off the bench when you have Brandon Drury?
Brandon and mother effing Drury, facts.
I mean, when Peraza comes back, do you keep Peraza or
Yeah.
Drury? I mean, that's a tough call right now.
I don't even know who goes. But again, think about it. Depth. I don't, look at the depth. Think about it in any other year Mets team where you're like, where's the depth after maybe the first guy gets hurt? Maybe you got a backup.
And the Mets using a 4-man bench right now because they
got so many pitchers.
Tall dude.
That tall, I've never heard of that dude.
Yeah, that dude's a wrestler.
I think he's 6'5" with a 6.5 ERA. How about that?
Hey,
hot.
It's all that matters. So
the Mets love tall pitchers. So I mean,
they love them. They're trying to beat the Brooklyn Nets. It's Nets, the Mets. They just want all the Nets need to have giants pitching for them or just playing for them.
I love how we have all of these tall guys, with all of them tall. Tyler McGill, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, all of them tall. Then you have Marcus Stroman, who's 5'7". Like compared to all of it's funny. Like you have the shortest guy, and then you have all these. I mean, obviously, I love Stroman, but it's funny. I mean, did you when we had that brawl in Pittsburgh, and Noah Syndergaard trying to hold back Stroman? The size difference, it was just awesome. Oh man, the variety on this team is awesome. Anyway,
so
besides the point,
Aaron Judge next trade. I think that's it. I mean, what do you want to talk about? Yimi Garcia. I mean, it's a good move for the Astros. They continue to build their bullpen. Now Graveman, now Yimi Garcia.
That'd be a nice 7, 8, 9 innings right there.
And they have Presley, and I do feel that they're still maybe in that Kimbrel discussion because again, super bullpens win. When you have a good and their rotation isn't great, so when you have that super bullpen that shortens game. Look at them. I keep bringing the Royals up 2015 and 16, 14 and 15. When you can shut the game down, you only need your starter to go 5, and then HDH or whatever slogan the Mets can bring up for their guys. MD was it Lugo M? I'll figure something out. But again, it shortens the game. Starters you can only go 6, so they can go deeper. It gives you the flexibility.
You never know. Gray could go in that rotation with Greinke, McCullers Jr., Garcia. That'd be a nice rotation.
I mean, it'd be nice. Please, can you steal Max Scherzer away from the NOS, please? Can you just fork up your prospect? Just get him out of the NOS, please.
Yep. That would help.
Technically, Texas is west. It's west of Washington. It's southwest.
It's the American League. I don't care anywhere in the American League. Really.
Anywhere, but since doesn't want to come to the Mets
every 3 years, so who cares?
But I mean, that's smart for Washington just to have the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres get
bidding
war. And he's the kind of player that he could decide that division. I mean, he's that valuable. So I mean, that's smart business by the Nationals. You gotta give them credit for that.
If I'm a GM right now, I'm like, okay, Joey Bart, Mackenzie Gore, who's the Dodgers got?
And Jason Dominguez.
Jason, he doesn't want to come to New York, man. He's scared to play in New York.
I know, right?
Where are the Dodgers at? Where are the Dodgers' top prospects? I know they have Keybear. Damn, Keybear Perez is really the best Dodgers prospect? Oh, surprising. Guy that always never really had a. Dodgers really haven't traded prospects for Dugo and Jeter Downs, I guess. So yeah, I would think San Diego or the Giants can start with a better offer if they're going to offer, Bart.
You put C.J. Abrams in that deal?
C.J. Abrams is, if they're not going to move Gore, which I don't know why.
Ruiz is their top prospect, Andrew. Then it's Josiah Gray, Future Stars card.
Yeah. Again, it's a weird. Is Mackenzie Gore up? No, he's still there. No, he's still in AAA. Dick.
I think the Dodgers called up one of their prospects, Josiah Gray, last
the other day. I saw that. I don't know about report, but like Robert Hassel, you can make a move. Corpusant. I mean, all of them have catchers. Bart, Campusano, and Ruiz. So if you want to get a catcher back, if you're the Nationals, you can take a pick. All of them got a top prospect. I would think Bart's probably the best of the three. But, if you want, pitching, San Diego's got plenty of them. You want a shortstop, ask for Abrams. It's kind of crazy. Frank, did you want to talk about Javi, or you want to say that for tomorrow, for weekly?
I think we could talk about it just because his name is getting a lot more recognition. Everyone in the chat wants him now, which was not the case 2 weeks ago. So all of a sudden, he's become a bit of a hot name. And I just think the fact that we talk all the time, do they want J.D. Davis? Do they want Chase Shreve? A Brody guy. The fact that Sandy Olson has had interest in Javi Baez before, and just the way that Javi Baez wants to be a Met and wants to play with Lindor, I mean, it's a fit that makes a lot of sense. And we know that Sandy Ball, sniper, wait till the end. I think Javi Baez will be there at the end. I mean, I don't see a team jumping on getting Javi Baez tonight. I don't see them doing it tomorrow. So I think he could be somebody available at the end, Cespedes-like, where, I think they said the Mets front office had concerns with Cespedes. Some people wanted Yoenis, some people didn't. And I think the same could be said about Javi Baez. I feel like people are going to be like, some people like Javi, some people don't like the strikeout rate or whatever, So I think the same thing could happen with him. But he does have that bat and personality that could spark the Mets like the way he says. And Javi's swinging a hot bat right now. I mean, he hit that walk-off against the Reds. He's ready to fight. I mean, how could you not love that?
Yeah. I do think that Chris Bryant is more of the Cespedes type game changer. In my opinion, that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm saying as far as last minute, don't expect it. Were we expecting Cespedes to come to the Mets?
I was not.
Yeah.
I was not expecting them to make a move.
Upton was probably the guy I thought they would have got, because Upton was the guy that was there. But Cespedes was in that maybe Detroit. So I was like, yeah. And then
maybe it's gonna be Carlos Gomez.
There goes that then. Best man when he got him.
Hey, we got him a few years later, and
hey, he did hit a walk. He hit a walk off.
He had a walk. He had a game winner and a yee. That was it.
Oh God, gotta love.
What a Mets career.
I give it to Juan Santana, so don't forget that.
Yeah, Javi Baez, I'd be fine with him. Again, like I said this a few days ago, I would be fine if he was a lower of the order type of guy. But considering the name and considering the history that he has, he's probably going to be in the top of the lineup, which I'm not really okay with, to be honest, because it's already very top heavy. But other than that, defense is freaking elite. The double play duo between him and Lindor would be insane. Do I think that puts us over the top as a possible World Series favorite?
Not a favorite, but
I don't think so. No.
The fact that Javi
maybe Chris Bryant does, though. Maybe Chris Bryant.
Maybe Steve. Maybe there is the super trade, and maybe Steve Cohen goes to Sandy on Friday. Do it.
I was told Sandy's asleep. He is
probably sleeping. Yeah, he probably is sleeping. Zach Scott's on the phone.
Nothing.
He might have to wake up Sandy and be like, "Hey, can I do this?"
He doesn't make any big trades. He never comes through. So.
But what if Steve says on Friday morning, "I don't care what it costs. Do it. I want the ring." Bryant, Baez, and Kimbrel, if they're all, I think 2 of the 3 will be available. Steve Cohen wakes up and says, I'm feeling dangerous. I don't care what it costs.
Then they just won't. It's too much of the farm system. They just won't do it.
Although two of them are rent, I mean, do it. If Steve just says, you know what, I want a ring, and
Your top two prospects will be Brett Beatty and Desmond Lindsay. That's it.
Hey, you got Brett Beatty. That's all you need.
Yeah, Brett Beatty. That's all you need, man.
I mean, Alvarez, he's pretty good. I mean, you can keep him if you want, but you got Brett Beatty. You got Brett Beatty. You got Brett Beatty. You're safe. Everybody else, fire sale. Lockout. We got a strike coming next year, so it's win a World Series now or wait 2 years. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
That's
it's 3 to 5 years, right? That
exactly.
Right?
You're gonna lose a year, so now are you willing again? Strike happens, prospects again, maybe another year again. We are talking this into an existence, and I'm scared it's actually gonna happen. Everyone's gonna blame me because I keep bringing it up. Besides the point.
For the strike?
The strike, yeah.
Oh, well, everyone knows that's gonna happen. I don't think it should really be a surprise to anyone. If you look at what happened.
They don't know. Even though every time I'm on one of these, either on Frank's, mine, Mets fan, Mets Weekly, it's gonna happen, and it's all good. But again, it depends. With more trade talk, come back tomorrow on my channel for Mets Weekly. We have a whole trade deadline special. It's a hard plug. I'm good at. I'm maybe getting better. At this YouTube thing.
The Mets are gonna make a big deal right in the middle of the stream. I know it's gonna happen.
100%, because it's a day game tomorrow, so they can get the game over with.
Yeah. And
then nighttime
on the phones.
Go to work.
It's over. Yep.
Let's just hope nobody who's getting traded is playing in the game.
Yes, but
okay.
they'll pull.
We learned that. We learned that. Okay.
They'll pull them. It's okay. Just checking Twitter one more time before.
That's one last thing I want to say about Javi Baez, Mets fan. You were talking about where to bat him in the order, and I just think that Jeff is hitting so well right now. Jeff has to be somewhere in that top three, but Nimmo has to be in that top three. Alonso has to be in that top three. So it's just like where do you put Lindor once he comes back?
See,
good question. Cleanup.
Jeff, I think can be perfect in any spot. I'm going to tell you right now, he just needed to get off that funk. I mean, he came off some injuries last year. He didn't look like himself. But now that he looks like himself, he's fine. He can bat 5th, 6th, even 7th if you need to. If your lineup is so heavy. But when you have when you think of that cleanup spot after that 1, 2, 3, I see Chris Bryant right there. Because obviously JD's going to be gone, right? Dom is just Dom's Dom.
That's the thing. Like the thing that Javi and Brian are both good against lefties. I would love to have Baez behind a really good lefty, but Conforto, we know he's been struggling, and so Conforto's got to get going eventually this year. Like I feel like at some point he will get it. I think it's gonna be September, but I think that if Dom, he's just the weird.
I think it's gonna be next year. To be honest,
Dom is the wild card. If Dom could just. Because he's another guy that batting average whatever. Like Dom played really well in 2020.
I mean, it looks like we're amazing pinch hitting wise. If Dom if you want to give Tom Smith more pinch hitting,
he was good in 2019 off the bench.
Yeah, if you want him.
And I mean, if somehow you could get Baez and keep JD and have Jeff McNeil become like the everyday left fielder or something, and have Baez play second, or I don't know. I feel like Baez and Brian both have that versatility as well, where you could put Brian in the outfield. You could do a lot of different things.
That's why I'm not worried about having possibly getting an upgrade in the first getting an upgrade in the infield, because Jeff McNeil can move to the outfield. Yeah. That's why I'm not worried about that.
So many people on Twitter saying a lot of people think for Javi's going to move to second, move Jeff to third. And I keep saying, no, move Javi to third, leave Jeff at second. Jeff has been so bad at third every single time they used him since 2020. Every single time.
I do like Jeff in the outfield. If you need him as a secondary position. Third base, no.
Jeff plays a nice second base. He's good at second. And I know for a fact, I know for 100% fact Javi Baez could play third. I know he could do it. He's just such a talented fielder. He has an extremely strong arm. His OAA is not good this year, but for his career, he's had great range. And I again, just that Lindor effect the Lindor effect of him and Lindor on that left side of the infield. It just sounds good. We talk so much about Arenado and Lindor on the left side, but Javi and Lindor on that left side. Hit it on the ground.
Even better when we get Matt Chapman. So
no, I just thought of something because of this whole Baez back to Met. The Mets are going to bring that Puerto Rican team in to play the infield.
Watch, right?
Watch, right for third. How much you want that right now? That you don't think Lindor is hey, if you don't win a World Series or you don't, obviously, I don't think you're going to resign Houston anyway. They've had the bad contract dispute. Yo, I mean, we play once every 4 years, bro. We can play every day together. And you don't think that those guys talk about all the time, hey, we got to play together.
Bias said he wants to come to the Mets.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, this is more of an NBA
he said
thing.
he wanted to play with Lindor, but like, that's, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Francisco Lindor is going to be a Met
for a long time
this year, and then 10 years after that. So, so maybe he does want to play for the Mets.
So maybe Lindor is turning this into an NBA situation. We're like, hey, you know, you let Conforto walk. I mean, depending what Stroman wants, you go the whole Puerto Rican. You know, I don't have TJ. And think about it, you got a better first baseman. You don't got TJ Rivera playing first base. You got Pete Alonso.
Who's not Puerto Rican.
He was not Puerto Rican, but you know what? Oh, man, we need a Puerto Rican catch first baseman. Damn.
We got Tomas Nino. I mean, he's the best catcher ever. He's also Puerto Rican. How about that?
Bro, we need to run it back to 2006. We need all Spanish guys. You gotta get all these white guys out of here. They don't win. They don't produce. You gotta get all these. You know, we gotta get these Puerto Ricans in here. Get Correa to play third. Go trade.
Honestly, I'd rather have Nino than Yanni.
That is going to be screen record back into bad context, my friend. Have
just thought about that too. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be fun. Hey, I deleted the Reddit.
Anybody that is screen recording that, make sure to crop me out of that. I don't need it.
He's like, hey, you got it. You don't even. That's gonna be. Maybe I'll want that on my. I'll use that as a meme. That'd be hysterical. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. 2006, Reyes, Delgado, Beltran. It was like Wright was the only guy. Like, I don't belong here.
They were very special. Valentine.
They had
Hernandez. I mean, like there was so
many. Pedro, Ali in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Is Andy Chavez Puerto Rican?
He's not Puerto Rican, but he's Spanish.
He's Spanish. I don't know if he's Dominican. I think he might be Dominican.
But it's interesting to think about though. Like I've said a lot just with this whole off season. You say, oh, you know, who do you resign? And I just look at it and I'm telling you, like Syndergaard is not going to cost much. Conforto qualifying offer makes sense for both sides. And then now it's like if someone offers Stroman just like an insane contract, which could happen. I mean, do the Mets try to top that? I mean, I don't know. It's like
Chavez is from Venezuela.
I love what to me right now. So if next year you got DeGrom and you have Walker, you have Carrasco, you have Miguel, you just got to get a fifth starter. I mean, and then
we train for Shane Bieber and JoJo Ramirez.
Yeah, but then what I'm saying is that you could fit a Baez or even Bryant into the equation going forward. Like this way, it's not just a rental, so you can have them going forward.
Do you want to have your cornerstones be Bryant? There's just something about Chris where like I want him.
Yeah,
but I don't want to pay him. Like I want him for this year, but like I need to see him play in a Met uniform before I'm like, oh, I want to pay this guy.
Well, that's why I think that like if you were to say, okay, don't get Chris Bryant now, wait till the offseason is going to be a free agent. I disagree with that. I think it's because of what's happened with Lindor, what's even happened with McCann, and so many other guys who've put on this Mets uniform. You need to see how they perform as a Met. Think of Jay Bruce. When the Mets made the trade for Jay Bruce, awful. Absolutely terrible when they got him. I mean, he was, oh my God, so hard to watch. So, like, if Chris Bryant shows that he can't perform in New York, you're like, okay, we're good. We don't even need to negotiate him in the offseason. But if Baez shows you he can play in New York, it's like, okay, maybe we should bring this guy back because that's something that's like such an unknown. You never know who could handle it, who can't. And I think that Baez has that flair that I feel like he can handle it. Bryant,
it's New York energy. Yeah, like, definitely.
Bryant talks so much about how when he was struggling, all the mental problems, like, you know, the anxiety, things like that. Like New York, if Bryant has any struggles, he gets a big contract and everyone's all over him, like Lindor, fraud, bust, all these other things. Like, is Chris Bryant going to be able to handle that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something that's like always the unknown element with the Mets. Like you can talk about how they fit on the field, but then New York always the big thing.
Do you want to get burned twice? I mean, Lindor's contract I heard is already filled.
Yeah, so, you're right. Can't
they paid
he's already terrible, and he's a waste. He's a complete waste, and I've heard a few people call him Jason Bay. So
how could you say so?
Yeah, exactly.
Visit.
Jason Bay don't make them.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Will we do? You got anything, Mets fan, on what we just talked? I might completely lost what the hell we just talked about. Baez, yeah, Baez.
About a long-term fit. Like
Baez and Bryant long term, yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I think Baez is somebody who Lindor is going to go, hey, lock this guy down.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if he performs, it's going to be pushed even more.
It's his boy.
I don't think there's any you can go over the luxury tax when you have Conforto on a qualifying offer, you have Syndergaard on a qualifying offer.
Well, I don't think you're allowed to do 2 qualifying offers, though.
Aren't you allowed to do 2 qualifying?
8 qualifying? I believe. Wait, hold up. I believe you can. Hold up. I'm sorry.
I think it's only 1. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's only 1. But what I was saying was Noah is if you can get Noah like a 2 to 3 year like low AAV contract, I think that's fine. And again, like, and if Noah absolutely sucks, I mean, who knows what his contract's going to look like? I mean, we really don't even know if he's going to come back and what he's going to look like.
Yeah, he's going to be the closer.
I think he'll meet the September thing. I just don't think he's going to pitch as much people think he's going to, even though how much we've been taxed. So I don't know. I don't think it should be a prove it deal because it is an injury. I think they should. I want them to give him the Lance McCullers type of deal if he does perform, because he does.
I want to give him the Clevenger
we have
deal.
Seen it. The Clevenger deal would be fine. I mean, they gave him what is it, 2-year deal, and then he had Tommy John. He's coming back next year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Syndergaard is a star. Screenshot this. Yes, he is a star. He's really good. He's not DeGrom, but he is a star.
He's just a thrower.
But when he comes back. I think he's going to be a very important piece, no doubt. But I don't think he's going to pitch as much as people think he's going to. They're going to be very cautious. Nor should he, especially with all the depth that you do have. You still have Rich Hill who can eat up a few innings. You still have Seth Lugo who can go multiple innings. I mean, you have those multiple inning guys that you can put in there. I am so excited to have Rich Hill in the bullpen when you have a fully rotation. It's going to be freaking awesome because, I mean, you can pretty much do that when Carrasco and DeGrom come back. You can move him to the bullpen.
Yep. If you don't add by Friday.
Yeah, exactly. I think they should add another veteran arm for that bullpen or add a veteran starter who can be a bullpen guy. So, maybe that Bartolo Colon type of guy.
Who is going to be?
What?
I feel like Rich Hill's going to be the Bartolo role, but I mean, I think they're going to get a starter. But like the way Zach Scott was wording it, it does sound like it's going to be anybody.
I think since he's
another arm, so you don't have to bring back Jared Eichel.
I think Rich Hill, since he's so crafty, I think he's the Tyler Clippard move. To be honest,
I hope not. I need another arm out there. So
where's our Addison Reed? You gotta get your Addison Reed.
Wait, what?
I mean, who knows? How about this? I'll propose
get your Addison Reed.
I'll propose one more to you. What if the Mets do buy Zach Davies? Because I think.
No.
Well,
analytics people are going to hate him because he's.
I understand, but I'm saying
it's an arm. I'm all for that.
I'm saying this is where the Mets are looking right now. Not that Zach Davies is good. What I'm saying is that this is the kind of player they're looking at. Is Zach Davies kind of like
I won't tell you if this is under not related or related, but you'll probably make the conclusion like right after I ask the question. Do you guys like Jared Eichhoff?
No.
You like Jared Eichhoff as a possible pitching?
No.
No? Okay. So then you don't want Zach Davies. There you go.
Hey, Zach Davies got a 4 ERA. At least he keeps, Cubs in the games. I've seen him pitch a few good games. All I need to do. I need a guy who's not what's it called? What'd you call him? A pitching machine. I need a guy at least can get some outs.
Yeah, I don't see Zach Davies giving up 10 runs against the Braves.
Yeah. No.
In 2 innings.
I see him giving up 12 runs against the Braves.
Oh.
It's analytics people.
All right, well then we better not get him. Forget, I'm off the bench. I can't.
Oh yeah, you also have Sean Reed Foley who can come back, but he was shaky when he.
I don't know. Is he even coming back?
Who knows?
What is the story with him? Some of these guys we hear about every day, like Carrasco.
Tommy Hunter's out for the year. That's why they traded him.
We don't know where the hell. We don't know where the hell Tommy Hunter was, and they were like, "Oh yeah, him. He's going to Tampa." It's
Speaking of that, well, you got what you got.
And then who's the other guy we didn't hear about for like forever? Who's that other pitcher we didn't hear about forever? Vizcaíno or whatever.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
What the hell happened to him? Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of, I'm watching the game with my dad, and dad ass looks at me. He's like, "Where the hell is Dylan Betances?"
Oh, he's the Tommy John.
Oh, he's done.
Who cares?
He is never throwing a pitching queen.
Like he had a rehab assignment and just died. Like what? Like he pitched with St. Lucie. We're like, oh, he's back, I guess. But like, is he just dead? Is he on Robida Island? You're not gonna get that reference, but.
So I have a question. Does Yancy Diaz make the playoff roster?
I would put him there. He's electric. He's
ask
electric.
me on Friday.
Okay.
Ask me post deadline Friday.
I would put him there. I mean,
he looks good.
Minus any moves that they make, but like
that question answers that on Friday.
I mean, you'll see him. Like he's got some electric. I mean, it's not fully there yet, but it's like he's got some electric stuff. Like he does have some electric stuff. Like
I think it's so unfortunate. Like to get back to Eichhoff, he gave the 10 runs or whatever. Then you go Diaz. Well, yes, Diaz.
Though, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of the Mets front office that kind of.
Well, we get that. What I'm saying is that you go to Diaz and Drew Smith afterwards, and they both pitched so well. And it's like if you had one more guy that could have went after them, you would have been fine. But it's like,
that would have been Sean Reed Foley, to be honest.
Probably,
yeah.
I mean, he was what was it? David Peterson's right hip. So
No, Peterson now he has the broken foot. Remember?
No, I'm saying when he was healthy, Reed Foley was like to the hip. When Sean Reed Foley, that's what I was meaning. But yeah, so we've gone for an hour and a half. We got a little angry. I want that Gallo rant in the Discord. That was good, and my white Percy comment most likely will be on other websites, probably coming for me without if this ever pops off. That's gonna come back and bite me in the butt, but who cares? You know what? Let the internet cancel me. I kind of like it.
Right when you hit 1 million subs.
Exactly. This video comes right back. Oh boy, be lying.
It's always when you get your biggest accomplishment.
Jeff Pass will be holding the story, waiting until that day comes.
Of course, it would be Jeff Pass and the Mets.
Really holding on to the story.
So I'll give you guys, again, plug your stuff, any upcoming content. I have linked everyone, when Hayden was here, all of your last videos, obviously Frank's Gallo video, and Mets fans made a video about, which I'll let him plug, I guess. I'll let him plug that. Frank, what do you got?
Yeah, it's a video about, I wish I could get it out a lot sooner because it would have made sense before the MLB draft, but shit happened. It's a video about the worst number one overall. Yeah, before the NBA. Yeah, get you ready for the MLB. Hey, some drafts are not that good.
Who wants a reaction? No, we'll be live from Mets Weekly.
the worst number one overall pick ever, and it was made by the New York Mets, of course, because why not? And yeah, that was about it. I also have another video about a certain Met coming, but I still have not mapped that out yet.
Is it the origin of the home run horse?
No.
Is it trumpet?
Is it trumpet?
No,
boy?
it's not the trumpet. We'll say that for when the season is done. Yeah, I got tons of videos that when the season is done that I can fully exfoliate my narratives on, which is going to be so much fun. But yeah, that's it. We have what's it called? We have Mets Weekly tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's it called? That's what we're gonna call it now. That's gonna be the new name. And and then the trade deadline and tons of other stuff. So stay tuned, everybody. Even though Andrew should probably be plugging this right now, take a load off his back right now. But
Appreciate it.
Let's go Mets. Just one more game to go to the trade deadline. That's it, or two, or whatever. That's it.
Hayden, plug your shit.
Yeah, that's a returning. I will plug my shit.
Plug your shit.
Mets Talk with Hayden J is the name. Sorry, I did have some stuff to take care of outside. There was some stuff going on, so I had to jump with that. But what?
Nothing.
I mean, Tony, you want to come plug your shit? Come on, at least plug your shit.
Let me tell you what happened outside. So my doorbell up. Yeah, so pretty much Mets Talk with Hayden. Please feel free to subscribe, check out the channel. Thanks, Andrew, for having me on for most of the stream, for most partly, obviously. Pretty basic live streams, videos, all that great stuff. Uploaded a video on Joey Gallo, doing very well, obviously. So I appreciate if you guys could tune that in. I'm excited for this trade deadline to see what's going on. And maybe we'll get some rages of me at the deadline. I mean, I've never really seen that before. Me raging over a player signing. That would be interesting. So we'll see how that comes.
Who would cause that?
The Braves stealing Chris Bryant.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe like
Giants.
No, I mean, if the Mets trade away like Jeff McNeil, I fucking flip my table.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll join you on that one.
Wow. I see
Yeah.
how it is.
Nice.
LSU.
Nice.
You know, Tony always
Nice.
works in reverse, so
Exactly. It's a reverse curse,
Oh,
and now he's
no.
calling you the worst. Let's see how it is. Now it's realizing. And Frank, the floor is yours.
Well, he wasn't done though.
Oh, hey, you weren't done?
No, you're good.
Oh, are you done? Oh, I'll make sure. Okay,
The
so
sloppiest outro
Yes,
ever.
you're on my channel.
Great.
There is no professionalism. It's me. So just do it
So-
on the fly.
I'm gonna try my absolute best to get the trade deadline predictions out tomorrow morning. I'm really gonna try, and then maybe if I'm lucky, I have another video out Thursday afternoon, if not Friday morning, as long as something doesn't happen that would prevent the video from coming out in the first place. It's about certain players, so definitely stay tuned for that. As these guys said, Mets Weekly Thursday, trade deadline stream on Friday. So we have a lot of content coming from all of us. So thank you everybody for watching. Let's go Mets.
Yeah, so again, Mets Weekly on my channel tomorrow. Be sure to check out, again, I've linked everybody's last video in the description down below. Check out the Frank About Sports prediction video. Maybe some certain things that, might look pretty. I'm not going to say anything, but there might be some pretty things in Frank's video. Be sure to check that out. Again, Mets Weekly on tomorrow. For a deadline stream, we on Frank's channel. We're doing 12 to 4:30, well, depending, 12 to 5, depending how the deadline goes.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking probably 4:30 because I imagine that when knowing Sandy, he's going to do his move, probably at 3:50.
deadline.
We will also be having another content creator, iTalk Studios, join us as well for that stream. So make sure for that. And yeah, there's Tony just randomly.
Tony, you want to plug? you got I got give you go off whatever you want to say. Your time.
I mean, I wouldn't feel right doing that. But honestly, I'm Tony Metro. No, just kidding. I am Tony Metro. If you guys want to check out my channel, all one word, Tony Metro. Trade predictions, so much more. But great stream, guys. I watched the last 5 minutes of it. And let's go Mets. Nice win tonight.
There you go. The infamous Tony Metro. Fashionably late, but he got in. He did get in. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe. More Mets content from all these guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.